Welcome to Thoroughbred Action at Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Ron Nicoletti. We're going to end a great week of racing here on Sunday with 10 races. Let's get right to those track and weather conditions. The main track fast, the turf course firm. The first race, a 1 mile claiming event for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward. Will have 9 runners going to the post.
They're off. Golden Empress, Starship Freedom on the inside, out for the lead. Saintly Bound's got speed 2, and Tormenta de Oro goes up on the far outside as the field makes their way out of the chute. Tormenta de Oro is going to try to clear here. Tormenta de Oro is the leader. On the inside, Saintly Bound running in second, putting some mild pressure on early, and then it's Flash Song in third. They're followed by Wild Horse Annie, fourth by 2.5 lengths. After that, it's Starship Freedom to the inside of Rein It In, who's moving up outside of horses. Phoebe Moon and Golden Empress, and well outrun early on here is Fee and Sugar at the back after a 24 and 2 opening quarter mile. Up the backstretch they go. Tormenta de Oro and Saintly Bound, stride for stride on the lead. These two will head into the turn after a half mile in 47 4/5 seconds. 4 lengths ahead of Flash Song, Wild Horse Annie on the outside, and Rein It In, who rides the rail and has some running room now, moving up into third on the far turn. It's 4 lengths more back to Phoebe Moon, and then Starship Freedom, scattered back there, Golden Empress and Fee and Sugar. They're arriving at the quarter pole where Tormenta de Oro is now the leader by a length and a half, and Saintly Bound has switched paths to the outside. Rein It In is third and coming 3 wide. 3/4, 1:10 and 3, they're into the stretch. Tormenta de Oro the leader. Saintly Bound and Rein It In's coming. Here comes Rein It In on the far outside. Rein It In runs by Saintly Bound and Tormenta de Oro. Rein It In front. Saintly Bound, Tormenta de Oro. Rein It In pulls away to win. Then Saintly Bound, followed by Tormenta de Oro, Flash Song, and a photo between Golden Empress and Phoebe Moon.
Number 1, Rein It In, lives up to its name and closes down the center of the track to score and pay $9.40, owned by Margaret Flynn, trained by Dave Brownlee, and ridden to victory today by apprentice Vincente Guidel. Second race on the turf, 5 furlongs. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds.
They're off. I'm a Gangster on the inside, broke well. There goes Netto from the far outside. Borinque Near is close up to the pace 2. Super Secret is going up in between horses as they head up the backstretch. And on the far outside, Swagger is now moving up into second. And a couple of them steadied there. Both Tunin de Beau and Mascherano took up as they move into the turn. So the leader is now Netto with Swagger on the attack on the outside, second by 3. Tunin de Beau follows in third. Super Secret fourth, Mascherano fifth. And then it's Borinque Near to the outside as they make their way around the turn. I Feel Great is in between horses. Frankie's Trigger's got to come 5 wide, and the trailer is I'm a Gangster. And they're coming to the top of the stretch, and it is Netto and Swagger. Netto is the leader. Netto getting away now from Swagger as they come into the final furlong. Swagger's trying to come back though. Netto, Swagger coming back at Netto, and they're well clear of the others. I Feel Great takes third. It's Netto and Swagger, and Netto holds on. From Swagger, I Feel Great, and then came Mascherano and Frankie's Trigger.
Number 9, Netto takes him. Gate to Warrior, pays $16.60, owned and trained by Jim Gullett and ridden to victory today by Rafael Hernandez. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back for race number 3. Welcome back to third race, a 6 furlong sprint. These are Maiden claimant fillies, 2-year-olds. Scratch the 3, Little Caton, the off-time favorite, number 8, Ever Arch.
They're off. Luna Lunita off slowly. It was a good start for Chucky Please, who goes out with Sky Cotton for the front. And on their inside is First Girl. These three out for the lead together. Ever Arch away running in fourth. Golden Mila is fifth by another 4 lengths. Luna Lunita has gone by a couple after that slow beginning. Along the trail is second last, and Nightstorm is last of them all. Past the half-mile pole, into the far turn. First Girl takes charge through a 22 and 2 first quarter mile. Leads at a half a length. Sky Cotton on the outside second. Ever Arch is third. Golden Mila moving now through an opening on the inside and finding room there. Sent through is Golden Mila up the rail by John Cruz to battle with the front runners. And then it's back to Chucky Please and Luna Lunita. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Golden Mila has taken the lead on the inside. On the outside, it's Ever Arch. First Girl between those two next, and they're into the stretch. And it's Golden Mila. Golden Mila coming by the 8th pole. But here comes Ever Arch alongside First Girl, and now Sky Cotton is coming after them in the center of the track. Golden Mila, Ever Arch, Sky Cotton on the outside, First Girl. These 4 coming down to the wire, and it's going to be Ever Arch over Golden Mila, Sky Cotton, and First Girl.
Number 8, Ever Arch, gets up and gets the photo just in time, owned by Champion Racing Stable and Tony Falk, trained by Mike Tomlinson, and ridden to victory today by Luis Saez. Race 4, 7 furlongs. These are maiden claimer, 2-year-olds. 10 runners going to the post.
They're off. Black Shrek was slow to get going. And it is Arco de Triunfo on the inside who comes out running on the lead. And then it's Chris and Dave away running in second. El Senor de los Cielos is third. Then 1 million to the inside of Feronius. You Are Flatter outside of them is next. And then we come back to Cyber Josh, 40 books. They all come home on the inside, and the trailer is Black Shrek. Up the backstretch through a 22 and 4 first quarter. It is Arco de Triunfo in front of half a length. Chris and Dave on the outside second. Behind the leaders, 1 million is third. El Senor de los Cielos is fourth by a length and a half. And then it's Cyber Josh, Feronius, and on the inside comes They All Come Home. You Are Flatter is after that. 40 books in Black Shrek. Around the far turn, there goes Chris and Dave. Chris and Dave on the outside pokes ahead in front after a 46 and 2 half mile. Arco de Triunfo second to the inside. 3.5 lengths clear of El Senor de los Cielos. And then comes 1 million Cyber Josh, and they all come home, and they're into the stretch. And it is Chris and Dave in front. Arco de Triunfo continues to battle, though. Chris and Dave's got the lead. Chris and Dave edging away now as Arco de Triunfo gives way in second. And then comes 1 million on the outside with a shot for second behind Chris and Dave, who will win going away. 1 million got second, and then it was Arco de Triunfo, followed by They All Come Home and close for fifth.
Number 3, Chris and Dave proves much the best through the stretch, owned by Morning Moon Farm, trained by Joe Russo, and ridden to victory today by Miguel Vasquez. Race number 5 on the turf at 1 mile and 1/16. These are maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward under maiden special weight conditions. Scratch the 13, scratch the 14.
They're off. Cover Up hesitated just a bit coming out of the gate. It's a good start for Rue de Rivoli and for Bridal Fashion, who goes up to take the lead. And then it's Big Wave Dave, third to the outside. Down at the rail, Early Snow follows in fourth as they make their way toward the turn. And then it's Hudson River Gal, followed by Julia Tutwiler on the outside. Make Me is in behind them, racing about 7 lengths behind early on. And they're followed by Truly Together on the outside. After that, it is Pretty and Sweet. Alongside of her, Let Her Go is next by a length and a half, and at the back of the field are Cover Up and Awesome Dove. 24 flat was the quarter as they race on to the backstretch with Bridal Fashion in the clear. And Big Wave Dave, 2 lengths behind running in second. Rue de Rivoli, third to the inside. And then it's Early Snow in fourth, backing off about 5 lengths from the pace as they continue up the backstretch. And then it's Truly Together on the outside. Let Her Go is outside of them, and down at the rail comes Hudson River Gal. And then it's Julia Tutwiler, cover up in between horses. Awesome Dove to the outside. Make Me is down toward the rail, and Pretty and Sweet. 49 and 3 was the half mile around the far turn. Bridal Fashion continues to lead the way. Rue de Rivoli off the rail and moving up now. Early Snow is third to the outside by 2.5. Big Wave Days have dropped through the field, and now up into fourth is Hudson River Gal, and they're into the stretch, and it's still Bridal Fashion. Bridal Fashion and Tyler Gaffleone coming to the 8th pole, clear 2.5. Hudson River Gal up into second, closing in. Then Rue de Rivoli and Truly Together on the far outside, who's finishing fast. Truly Together is coming with a rush, but it is Bridal Fashion, and Bridal Fashion holds on over Hudson River Gal, and late closing, Truly Together was third.
Number 9, Bridal Fashion springs the upset pace at $30.20, owned by Whisper Hill Farm LLC, trained by Ralph Nix, and ridden to victory today by Chucky Tyler Gaffleone. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back for race number 6. Welcome back to 6th race. 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are maiden claimers, fillies, 2-year-olds. Scratch the 1, scratch the 14, scratch the 15. The jockey on the 13 is Faragal Lynch.
They're off. Bagema goes out to the front. Convertible on the inside. Jolie's Dreamcat's got speed 2. Farther out, it is Glamour Queen along with Sassy Spirit. And then it's back to Cape Caroline, who runs along in 6th position to the inside of Megatoni as the field races for the turn. And then it's qualifying on the inside of Dietitian Michelle. Daydream Believer next. Adopt a Kitten is second last, and the trailer is Sweet Summer Star. So the field makes their way toward the backstretch now. And the leader is Jolie's Dreamcat. And Glamour Queen is right alongside, running in second onto the backstretch, and now takes over after a 23 flat opening quarter mile. And Glamour Queen's going to kick on and open up to lead by 3 lengths on the backstretch, pulling away now from Jolie's Dreamcat, second by 2. Bagema follows third. Megatoni goes up 4th. On the inside, it's Cape Caroline. Sassy Spirit in between horses, and Convertible is right there as well. Dietitian Michelle is after that. And then it's qualifying Adopt a Kitten, followed by Sweet Summer Star. And last of them all up the backstretch now is Daydream Believer. 47 and 3 the half mile, moving for the turn. Glamour Queen, who pulled away on the backstretch, the lead down to a length and a half, and Megatoni's cutting into it now. Megatoni getting closer, second on the outside. Dietitian Michelle is right there in third. Sassy Spirit is 4th. And then comes qualifying on the outside of Cape Caroline, who's down toward the rail. Bagema next, and then Adopt a Kitten. They're coming toward the top of the stretch, and Megatoni has taken the lead from a tiring Glamour Queen. Megatoni turning for home. Sassy Spirit, and qualifying now move up alongside Sassy Spirit. Had to steady there in traffic, and gaining through on the inside is Cape Caroline now. It's qualifying Cape Caroline 1-2. Sassy Spirit trying to get going on the outside of Megatoni, and then Adopt a Kitten. It's Cape Caroline. Cape Caroline over qualifying Sassy Spirit, then Adopt a Kitten, and 5th close maybe Dietitian Michelle.
Number 3, Cape Caroline wins it and gives jockey Tyler Gaffleone his 2nd consecutive victory, owned by Crawford Racing, trained by Buff Bradley, and Cape Caroline paid $13.40 to win. The 7th race is 6 furlong claimers, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races, or 3-year-olds. Scratch the 2. Jockey on the 3 is Paco Lopez.
They're all in line. They're off. And it's Gallardinato on the inside with a good start. Alongside his boyfriend's back with early speed. And just to the outside of them as they head up the backstretch is Still Crazy. And then comes, of course, on the far outside as they continue the run up the backstretch. Chief Envoy is down toward the inside. And in behind them comes Tricky Call. Carly Ray's Warrior is after that. Then All About Diva and Point Maid. And well behind the field is Jaden's Best. 22-1 was the quarter. Around the far turn, Gallardonado in front. Still Crazy on the outside, runs in second. Tricky Call goes up on the outside of them in third. Chief Envoy fourth along the inside. A break of another 2.5 to Carly Ray's Warrior, and then it's All About Diva. Point Maid getting a wide run there. Of course, is dropped back, and then Boyfriend's back in Jaden's Best. 45-2 the half mile. They're into the stretch. Gallardonado, Still Crazy. These two coming by the 8th pole. Gallardonado on the inside, Still Crazy on the outside. Still Crazy is taking the lead now. Still Crazy in front. Gallardonado back into second. The others are far behind. Still Crazy pulling away late to beat Gallardonado, and then it was Point Maid, followed by All About Diva and Tricky Call.
Number 9, Still Crazy, gets it done and pays $18.40, owned by Frank Russo, ridden by Luis Saez. That gives him his second victory on the card, and trained by Mike DiPaolo. The 8th race, 1 mile and 1/8 on the turf. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds. Scratch the 13, 14, 15, and number 16.
They're all in line. They're off. And it is Kenitra who comes out running with Stone Regis on their outside. Verbowen and Majestic Smile down toward the rail. These four come out the best, and in behind them, Memorable Finish is running in 5th position and well held early, about 4 lengths off the lead. Going up on the outside is Relativism as they make their way toward that first turn. Por Favor is racing down on the inside. Clear another 2 from Any Given Trace. Gone Away to the outside is next, and then it's back to Tiz Jet. Proud Lady is second last into the turn, and the trailer is Voices Only. 23-1 was the first quarter as they race on to the backstretch where Majestic Smile has pulled away, opening up to lead by 2.5 lengths. And Kenitra is second as they enter the backstretch. Stone Regis is third. Relativism is fourth. They're followed by Por Favor, who's fifth, and racing down on the inside alongside of Memorable Finish up the backstretch. Then it's Verbowen. Any Given Trace down on the inside is next, and then comes Tiz Jet, followed by Gone Away, and then Voices Only and Proud Lady after a 48 3/2 mile. Majestic Smile on top as the field makes their move for the far turn. It's a 2-length lead on Kenitra in second. Stone Regis is third. Relativism goes up on the outside in fourth. Down at the rail, it's Por Favor. Then Memorable Finish. Verbowen's got about 6 lengths to make up and is beginning to gain ground quickly. Forced to go 4 wide, but Verbowen is on the charge as they come toward the top of the stretch. Any Given Trace is also making progress too. They're into the stretch, and Majestic Smile turns for home in front. Verbowen now up into second and closing in with a furlong to run. And here's Verbowen to the front, but Any Given Trace and Gone Away are coming too. Gone Away. Any Given Trace and Verbowen coming down to the line. It's Gone Away. Any Given Trace, Verbowen was next, and then it was either Voices Only or Por Favor.
Number 12, Gone Away, wins it, pays $16 even, owned by Augustine Stable, trained by Michael Matz, and a nice ride by jockey Julian Leperoux. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back for the late Daily Double. Welcome back. Our 9th race of the afternoon is a 1-mile claiming event for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. A full field of 12 runners going to the post.
They're off. Creola's Boy started well on the inside. Little Tom is coming on through now to and get the lead. And there's Wall Street Kitten showing speed, and Smoky Bird is going up between horses too as the field makes their way out of the chute and toward the back stretch. It is Wall Street Kitten, Little Tom on the inside. Right behind them, Smoky Bird sits in third. And then, as I know it, fourth on the outside by 2.5 lengths, followed by World Changer on the inside of Bluegrass Tango. Super Zapper is next by 2.5. Then Creola's Boy. Expected Meeting is after that. And then it's My Beholder, followed by Ghost Swagger and Plausibly on the outside. 23 and 4 was the first quarter as they head to the half-mile pole with Little Tom in front. 3/4 of a length over Wall Street Kitten. Past a half-mile in 46 and 3. And these two will take them into the far turn 1-2, just ahead of As I Know It, who's third on the outside. World Changer is down on the rail and progressing now, and World Changer moves up into second by Wall Street Kitten and sets sail for front running Little Tom. Little Tom, World Changer on the charge into second. Wall Street Kitten is running in third. Creola's Boy getting a rail run and closing in now as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. World Changer the leader. 3/4 in 1:12 and 3. World Changer turns for home in front. Puts away Little Tom. And now Creola's Boys trying to mount a rally with Super Zapper on the outside. But it's World Changer getting away. World Changer opening up the lead by 4. And then it's Super Zapper followed by Creola's Boy. It is World Changer. World Changer and Javier Castellano win it over Super Zapper. Then came Creola's Boy, tight for fourth there between Expected Meeting and Wall Street Kitten.
A favorite, number 2, World Changer wins it, pays $4.60 to win, owned by Safi Joseph, trained by Safi Joseph Jr., and ridden to victory today by Javier Castellano. 10th race, 1 mile and 1/16. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Scratch 13, 14, and 15. The off-time favorite, number 8, Derby Day Kitten.
They're off, and hopping in the air at the break was Captain Keon. El Congoro had to steady there. T-Minus goes out to take the early lead. In Excessiveness has speed too. Starship Frontier now goes by and battles for the front. And then it's Charity Reigns on the inside moving for that turn. And then it's Simon the Cyrenian running in 5th, and in between horses there. A little bit of traffic for Simon the Cyrenian, and having to take up there on the turn was In Excessiveness, and Modern Tale got carried out wide as well. Derby Day Kitten is in between horses. El Congoro is next, and down on the inside is Captain Keon, who's also steadying in traffic. Plant City Robert is after that, and Indigo Devil at the back. 23 and 4 was the opening quarter as the field makes their way onto the backstretch, and Modern Tale is rushed up on the outside to battle for and take the lead. Modern Tale now in front and pulling away to lead by 1.5 lengths over Simon the Cyrenian second. Then it's T-Minus in third, followed by Starship Frontier, fourth up the backstretch, and Excessiveness follows in 5th. Derby Day Kitten is 6th, and then comes Quite the Issue and Charity Reigns on the outside. They're followed by Captain Keon. El Congoro is next, and then it's Indigo Devil and Plant City Robert. 47 and 2 the half. Simon the Cyrenian back on even terms with Modern Tale around the far turn. These two 2 lengths ahead of Starship Frontier in third. Derby Day Kitten getting going now from 4th, 5 lengths to make up. T-Minus is starting to lose ground on the inside. Others with work to do as they make their way to the top of the stretch, and it is Modern Tale on the outside. Simon the Cyrenian. Here's Starship Frontier confronting them, and these 3 come by the 8th pole. Derby Day Kitten is 4th, and then comes Quite the Issue is 5th. It is Simon the Cyrenian, Starship Frontier, Derby Day Kitten on the far outside. Quite the Issue, Derby Day Kitten to the front. Derby Day Kitten does it over Starship Frontier, and then came Quite the Issue, followed by Simon the Cyrenian and Modern Tale.
Number 8, Derby Day Kitten scores, pays $8.80. That gives jockey Javier Castellano his second victory on the card, second in a row, owned by Ken and Sarah Ramsey and trained by Mike Maker. In the pick 5 today, 5 of 5, $4,141.45, 4 of 5, $47.05. The Rainbow 6, they got it, 6 of 6, 1 ticket, $42,141.74. We'll have a carryover in the Super High 5 going into Wednesday's card of $3,233 and a penny. And that wraps up Sunday's action. Remember, we're dark for live racing on Monday and Tuesday, but we will be back on Wednesday with a special pre-Christmas racing card. Wednesday, 10 races, first race post, 12:35. You got to be at Gulfstream Park. It's Christmas week. Good night and good luck.